Ed here. Welcome back to another episode of PowerWash Simulator. I'm going to clean the recreational vehicle again, so we will start this one up. I hope everyone's enjoying themselves today. We're not doing a vlog this week. We are just going to do this, so yeah, I got to be in my bonnet. Okay, that's not quite the RV I was expecting, but it is what it is. So yeah, I usually try to do these vlogs in advance, and it has been just too all up in the air for me this last couple of weeks for me to get an extra one done. It hasn't been great, not gonna lie. I've had some issues with stuff, but everything is good. The heat has been out of this world. It's funny I'm saying that while I'm sitting under a UFO pressure washing it. As I'm recording this, we're in the midst of yet another heat wave. This is like the third one we've had this summer. Unseasonably warm here in Toronto, and it just sucks, and nobody's happy, and nobody likes it, and it's fine, and I'm content with that. I'm good. I don't need to love the. Am I trying to clean something that? Yeah, I am. It does need cleaning. It's probably on the top that needs. There you go. I know what I'm doing. I have been really enjoying this game. This has been a lot of fun. It has ticked a lot of boxes for me. It has been my go-to at night when I'm just goofing off. I honestly will put on a video, put this on, and just kind of plow through it. And just listen to whatever I'm supposed to be watching in the background. Kind of like an audiobook, but like I've been watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Never watched it when it first came out, so I'm making myself watch it all because I know it was such a popular show. I don't care much for it. I don't care much for the acting. I don't care much for the characters. I definitely don't care for how it. It did not age well for me personally. There's a whole bunch of shit on it that I'm not really digging on, but it is what it is, and I know it's loved by a lot of folks, and I'm like, you know what? I've been always meaning to do it, and I don't hate it. I mean, I'm not trying to say that I hate on it at all, but it's just that some things that were fine in the 90s when it was out are not necessarily as fine today. I'm also a lot older, so I'm a bit of a curmudgeon when it comes to some of the things. Like, I really don't like the fact that Angel is 200 and some odd years old dating a 16-year-old girl. It kind of bothers me. The fact that they thought that this was okay. I'm like, wait, what? You know, and I understand it's part of the story and blah, blah, blah. And again, I'm not trying to, be all, PC and everything, but it's just me, man. I'm just like, nope, there's a few things that I'm like, I just don't really care much for them. And, vampires dating cheerleaders is not really something I'm, cool with. It's fine. And I've never really understood the whole romanticism of the vampires too. Like I know when they're horrific, but I've never understood why they've been romanticized so much. Like, I don't get it. Is it because that they seduce you with their power and then they drink your blood? I don't quite get it, but it is what it is. And this is coming from a guy that hangs out in goth bars and clubs, and I've been around goth people since the 80s, so I'm part of that culture. I dig it. I love the music. So, I like some aspects of what the vampire culture thing is, but I don't necessarily understand all of it. So, definitely I think of more as a horrific character, but I think the one that did it well, because it kind of combined the two, was Lost Boys. Probably still my favorite of the vampire movies. Still love it, still dig it, still think it's great. Actually consider myself very fortunate that song on the album, it was I Still Believe. Tim Capella was the artist that performed it. Basically, if you've ever seen anything for it, he is the topless guy with the saxophone. And it was like, I just love the fact that, he was so super jacked, like huge, like really well muscular, playing a saxophone, singing this song, and it's like his performance in the movie is basically just topless performing the song. And it's like, even before I knew who he was, that like for years, I always remembered, you know, the topless guy with the saxophone and Lost Boys was one of those scenes that you just remember. But I had the fortune of meeting him a few years ago when I was in Florida doing Spooky Empire. He was performing and was hands down one of the most lovely people I'd ever met. He was so gracious and just, he was so professional about what he was doing, and just was so kind, because we were doing the sound for him. And, you know, he came in to do a sound check, and he was just such a genuinely nice person. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, you know, aren't you supposed to be vampire badass? But no, he was not. He was like I said, just a super, very, very pleasant man. So I still follow his career and stuff and watch what he's doing, and he's performing all over the place and still doing his songs, and you know, I think he's great. So yeah, if you don't follow him, do. Tim Capello, great guy. But anyway, yeah, Lost Boys is the vampire movie from my youth, and I love it, and I still do. I watch it from time to time, and the thing what I love about it is that even when it came out, the effects were kind of cheesy, and so that they maintain that to this day, and I love it. And I love some of the memes that come out of it, like pictures of the vampires and saying, you know, I'm going to tell people that this was a band from the 80s and stuff. It cracks me up, you know. It endlessly tickles me that this is the shit that we do. But anyway. So, I mentioned that things were not great. I had plans to do some stuff. I had an incident happen to me recently, and I'm not going to go into gory details or anything. Let's just say that it was an incident because I was wearing a mask and somebody was offended by it and kind of got in my business about it, and that was not fun. It was a very awkward situation, and I'm not happy that I had to deal with it, and I'm not dealing with it properly because, again, it's my own demons. And I've talked infinitely about the fact that I'm suffering from what I am with you know, my own failings, and I'm working on things, right? So, you know, that's why I've gone out and done the bike rides I do and the vlogging, and I'm trying to get out and do more, and that's just set me right back. Like, and it was unwarranted, unjustified, and it was a horrible experience. And I don't think anybody ever needs to be, you know, accosted while they're out taking a walk, you know, just because they choose to wear a face mask, you know. But hey, you know, I've said we don't have a cure for stupid, and I wish that was one of the things that we fucking have dealt with. You know, even in the midst of, you know, everything with the pandemic, when there were people that didn't want to mask up and all that, you know, I was always of the mindset of, like, you know what, it's not really hurting me. If you don't want to wear a mask when we're out, you know, like outside, do what you want. But, you know, if you're in a location and, you know, they require masks, don't put up a fucking fight, you know, just deal with it and say, okay, thank you, and, you know. But I never really got in people's faces about it. You know, it wasn't my place. You know, it's like, you know, if you're grown up and you're making your decisions, you know, deal with the ramifications of your decisions. That's what I'm doing. I mean, and I think the thing is like everybody has their story. Everyone has their reasonings for what they're doing and why they're doing it. You know, who am I to state that somebody that, you know, chooses not to wear a mask is doing it for, you know, reasons that are not fully justified, and that for them it works, you know, not having a mask. I know some folks that get super claustrophobic, and that putting a mask on, it causes a panic attack. I get that. So, I mean, you know, I understand. But my friends that were like that would, you know, limit their time out and put the masks on when they needed to, and I understood that as well. So, like I said, everybody's got a story, everyone's got a reason for doing what they do. You know, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, really, it's like, back the fuck up and leave people alone. So yeah, if you're wondering why I'm not doing a vlog this week, that's part of it. Yeah, like I said, step back for me mentally, and I'm coping. I may try to do a bike vlog again. We'll see. I'm not sure. I'm meh. It's okay. But I do have some news on a personal level. I have booked a vacation for myself at the end of August to the middle of September. I'm planning on traveling back to my birthplace. I was born in New Brunswick, Canada. So I'm going to head out there for a little bit. I got some stuff I want to do. I've been mentioning, you know, that I've been wanting to get away from the city. I need to recharge. I need to get back to nature, and that place was where, you know, I felt closest to nature. I loved living out there. So I thought, you know, why not? I got some friends that are out there, so I'm going to go hang out, and I've got some relatives that are still there, and I've got some visiting to do. I've got some family members that, you know, passed on that I need to go and visit their grave sites and do what I can to, you know, keep their memories going. You know, it's part of what my process is. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to be doing that, and the best part is the drone regulations there are not nearly as stringent as here, so I'm planning on recording a shit ton of drone footage when I'm there. So hopefully I'll be able to use that for a while in my videos. So my fingers are crossed that I'll get a few. I'm hoping for well over a dozen hours of flight time with this thing. I can get an hour and a half with the batteries that I currently have per session, and then they can charge up again fairly quickly. So I'm figuring if I'm out there for looking 9 to 10 days, that I should be okay, and I'm going to probably try to fly it at least 6 or 7 times that I'm there and get a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, and even if I just mix it in the footage a little bit here and there, you guys will appreciate it. And I'm gonna obviously I'll record some vlogs when I'm out there. So yeah, I may do a whole bunch of recording, so I may end up with like, and I know YouTubers will do this, and I'm gonna be guilty of it, but like we will do a batch recordings, like we'll go on an adventure and we'll milk the fuck out of it for a while. It's like, you know, I'm going to now have 3 weeks worth of vlogs from my 2-day vacation. Great, I'm doing it, and you know, so be it. You know, I don't see an issue with it. So yeah, I may have a whole bunch of vlogs for that. I may also not have videos for the weekends for a little bit because, you know, I'm doing some shit. I'll see if I can get some stuff in advance before I go, but who knows? I'm not going to sweat it. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, now I'm seeing this. What is this? Okay. Main gyromantic disc frame. So there is something that I'm seeing up there. Okay, there's a lot to this thing. This is crazy. Oh god, but we're seeing the bottom of it. We've made some fucking great headway on this. I mean, I'm proud of myself. SpiderMan, the game. Pre-ordered that the other day. I'm very excited. It comes out on the 12th. My intentions are to record the entire thing over the course of the next week or two, and then I will have videos through November, part of December maybe. I'm okay with this. I'm fine with this. I'm way fine with this. I don't really care. I've been having a lot of fun just doing my recordings the way I have been. I've been really enjoying getting a game, playing it through, and enjoying it. I've also really been enjoying taking a break. Like, I haven't recorded anything in over a week, and it's been delightful. I've been just playing games and goofing off, hanging out with some buddies. Fetch and I got together the other day. We were playing some games together. Didn't record any of it. And you know, you asked me if I wanted to, and I'm like, no, I just want to hang out. And so we did that, and it was delightful. You know, I'm happy when I'm just hanging out with my friends. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's just I have put so much energy and focus onto YouTube that I think I may have done it as a detriment to myself, to be honest. We all talk about, you know, YouTube burnout and chasing the algorithm, and like it's a fucking evil thing when you get into it. I've stepped back from it. You may notice that I'm not trend following. I don't care about, like, if it's a game I like, I'm going to play it. If it's older, I'm going to play it. I don't care. SpiderMan, everybody that has said it on the PlayStation has played the fuck out of it. I'm more interested in playing it on the PC because I really enjoyed how the Sony games so far have transitioned to PC. Days Gone was delightful. That one shocked me. That was my pleasant surprise that I really, truly enjoyed. I had played Horizon Zero Dawn on PS4 and beat it and finished it and streamed that, actually, as over a course of a few days. And that was on the PS4, and I loved it. Then I recorded that separately on PC. So, I mean, I've found that those games transition to repeat plays quite well. So I did play a fair amount of Spider-Man. I picked that up a while ago on my PS4, and it was one of my derping games. You know, I would just kind of hop on, play during breaks and stuff at work. My PS4 is, you know, on the TV in the office, so I was digging it. And now that I can just play it on the PC, I'm just stoked. I am beyond happy. I'm not going to lie, that I enjoy console games on the PC a lot more than my consoles. My console right now tends to be something that I'm enjoying as my, like, private gaming stuff. But I'm not recording anything. I have a capture card. I mean, I can just as easy throw my Xbox or my PlayStation, you know, attach it to my, you know, desk area here and plug it in my monitors and record and play and have fun with it. But I'm not. I'm well and truly over that aspect of things. That was weird. What am I? Auxiliary geometric dish. I thought I got all this. Okay, that's a disc. Disc frame. Disc is this. You get these little pieces that are like, why? I swear that they do this just to drive you insane. See? It's like that little bit in there. What's that attached to? Polarized saucer plating. So that's obviously the top. So that I'm not going to sweat and worry about. Main geometric disc frame. Let's see about getting on top and seeing if any of that. Something else I do with this is I just kind of take a look and see. Like, sometimes you will get in on something. You're like, okay, I'm trying to dig and figure out what the fuck that is. And you realize it's just attached to something else. Okay, so that's the plating, the frame. That's going to be underneath. So let's finish this off before I go up. Okay. And sometimes I will just hit something that I don't know I'm cleaning, and it will just stop. And it'll be like, ding! I'm like, oh, what? I did a thing? Okay, let's check this way. Yeah. I think that's what it is, too, is like you got to look at these things from two angles sometimes, and if you look at it from one, you think you got it, and you don't. Oh, oops. Ah. Now, I've also had a few times where I've gotten something done and it didn't ding, and I'm still working on it, and I'm like, what the hell? Okay. Ooh, that was a big chunk there. There we go. Another chunk there, another chunk there. And I find it weird that the water sometimes will make it look like it's the same, so... Okay. Yeah, we're 60% done. Who knows if we'll complete this all in one sitting. I'm not too worried about it. Hylian Sky, we flew over... Okay. What the hell? So now the aliens are commissioning me? It's been a weird thing. Like, there's no real storyline. We're spotted and shot down by a jet plane, and now this timeline is all over the place. Yeah, this is weird. Like, you get these little text messages in the middle of the game, like this, and you're like, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? And, like, there's some, Mountain Rushless has passed the point of no return and is going to blow. Okay. Which is the volcano that is there. That is showing up in every single area that I'm on. Like, you can always see it in the distance somehow. I would love to take a look and see if this is all one world, where they've just, you know, locked down the areas you're working on. It would be interesting to see a flyover of it after the fact and see if it's all interlocked or not. Like, I'm curious. But yeah, there is like this weird kind of quasi-story going on in the game. Like I said, I found this, I guess it's like the Atlantis sculptures, and like I cleaned those off, and they were dirty, and that was like this beautiful blue, and then it shot this light off into the distance, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's a trip. I'm digging this. Like, it's not just a cleaning game, you know? It's not just pressure washing. They have an underlying weird fucking story that's happening that you can ignore entirely. You don't have to pay attention to it. It's fine. I tell you. Ah, man. I'm so stoked to get back to Fredericton. I lived there when my son was born. I think he was like 2 the last time I was there. And it was delightful there. There's a great little farmer's market. They had some of the best samosas I've ever had there. Like, it was delightful. So I'm kind of digging the concept of going back to take a look at stuff. I don't know. Everybody's got a hometown, right? Everyone was born someplace, and I think there's something about your birthplace that makes it feel a little bit more special for you. No idea. I've lived there a couple of times throughout my life. 3 times, I think now. 4? 3 or 4. I can't recall. I moved too many times. So every time that I've been there, there's something else that I keep a memory. Something else that I've really enjoyed there. So the last time that I was there, I was with my ex-wife and my son, and I did a cool little job. I did a lot of the jobs you get out there, or for me anyway, it's call center work. When you got the ability to gab and talk, you get a lot of call center jobs, and I'm not going to complain about it. Great careers for me. I've enjoyed them. But yeah, I worked for a third party, and we worked for budget, rent a car. So people would call in trying to book a car, and you walk them through the process. You'd book a reservation for them online, and then you'd send them an email with the reservation. They could have done it online themselves, or they could call in and get somebody to do it for us, because, you know, we kind of understand the ins and outs of it. Sometimes, like, you know, certain areas you need to have, you know, passes. Like New Zealand had some weird fucking things. So we had to learn all the ins and outs of how it worked, or some of the airports, and, you know, everybody had things that were different. So it was a cool job, and I liked it. But there was a flea market, or not a flea market, a farmer's market that was there. And when I was a kid, my grandfather used to go to the farmer's market. He would come over on Saturday mornings, and he would bring in homemade donuts that he would buy at the market. And I would make a pot of coffee or a pot of tea, and he would come and sit and watch cartoons with me, and we would eat donuts and watch the cartoons. And it had a great time just spending time with my grandfather. Those, like, you know, those times that you have that are special. And that was one of those things. It was just, I always found that it was a time that I spent with my grandparents that was just me, that I found to be the most precious for me. And it was a thing that I did all the time with my grandfather. The other one was that he used to buy me books, like from Reader's Digest, which was a thing, and they had these great books, and like I was always into they called it the occult back then. We call it paranormal now. But I was always into ghosts and all that kind of stuff, and he was like, he nurtured that in me. So, you know, he's got a weird grandkid who's into some weird shit, so he was like, okay, I'm going to get him weird books. But that way he could kind of, you know, make sure that he was getting me good quality things, you know, and, you know, I think he enjoyed it as much as I did, because we would have really cool discussions about what I was reading. A lot of it was really cool science stuff too. Like, it wasn't just all paranormal stuff, but it was yeah, my jam. Anyway, I loved that. Was a memory I have of my grandfather. So when I was back there last time, when I was with my ex-wife and my son, I wanted to go back to that market because it had, you know, a thing for me that I wanted to go. And it had changed. It had grown up. It had become a lot more than what it was when I was a kid, but it was still amazing. But there was this vendor that made these samosas, and we didn't know shit. Like, we'd just gotten there. I think this was like our second weekend or something that we were in the city, and there was a lineup of people going in for something, and I didn't know what it was. So I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to stand in line. Like, it's got to be something good. My ex was like, why are you standing in the line? I'm like, I have no idea. But I'm going to buy whatever's at the end of this line, and we're going to enjoy it. And we did. They were selling samosas, and it was one of the best samosas I've ever had, and I loved it, and it was different, and the family that made it were wonderful, and I went back every weekend to get more, and I would just go to that stall. Like, there was also a German family that had some smoked meats that were amazing too, and when I was feeling adventurous, I'd buy more of those. But yeah, I used to like, as a kid, I was into weird deli meat, so like liverwursts and stuff, which was like not anybody else in my family liked. I fucking adored it. And so yeah, this German family had all kinds of really cool meats and things, and oh, so good. So good. I'm trying to clear this anti-gravity panel, and it doesn't seem like I'm clearing it. Let me get down. I might need to get under. But yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to going back and getting some new memories, or something that I'm going to enjoy, because, you know, I think that's what you got to do. You got to make good memories for yourself. And there was also this really cool park that we used to go to. It was a drive outside of town a little bit, where we lived, and it was like this brand new park when we were there. And now that's almost 20 years ago now, so it's not gonna be a brand new park, but we were there. It was brand new, and it was like this nice little path around a lake or a pond, I guess, and it was delightful. And we used to take our son in his stroller, and we'd go for a walk around this thing. Good exercise. So I'm gonna hit that place up again, because again, good memories. And, you know, trails and drone, you know, that's the kind of shit I want. I'm going to try to find all my old places, like my old elementary school and my middle school, and yeah. And there's also a place that I used to go for dinner with the family that's still there, so I'm planning on going back there. Like, I'm just, if you can't tell, I'm a little excited about this trip. And I'm really looking forward to being over my allergies. This weekend has been brutal. And I think part of it's because I'm stuck indoors, dealing with shit. And I may be a little congested, I'm not too sure. I had sniffles the other night, and I don't know if it was like, you know, allergy only related, or if I may have caught a sniffle thing. It doesn't feel like anything major. Like, I don't really feel sick, but I feel a little more congested than normal. But I'm thinking it could be because of the fact that it's exceptionally humid out, and with humid brings molds, and I am very allergic to molds. So, and when you live in a basement, molds are a thing. And there's been some water in my AC. The plug port on it that drains, I think, is clogged, so it's not draining like it should be. So that's a thing. I'm gonna have to go and clean that out here. And I'm not about to turn off my damn AC to clean it out right now. I'm like, not happening. Okay, hopefully we got most of this shit done. There's so much. Like, you're looking at it, it's all one piece. And, like, some of the things make sense when you're cleaning, and sometimes you're cleaning stuff and you're like, what in the fuck am I doing here? But again, it's like, I don't know how many times I've been this close to UFO, right? So, I mean, it's like, what am I expecting for myself? Yes, I believe in aliens and UFOs. I mentioned I was into the paranormal stuff. UFOs was a big part of that. I've actually told the tale before of when my family saw a bunch, so they are not something I am foreign to. I quite enjoy that aspect. And again, that happened out when I was in the East Coast. That was in Woodstock, New Brunswick, when we saw our UFOs. Just talked to my mom earlier, and that's why I was remembering it. We were talking about my trip, and she was going, "Oh, you're going to go to Woodstock?" I'm like, "Probably not." But when my ex-wife and I, back in '99, we went and we found like a whole bunch of the stuff in Woodstock. Amazing that, like, I was a kid in 76 or so. So it's been almost as long since the last time I was at Woodstock to the time from when I was with my ex-wife and we went to Woodstock. But I found a whole bunch of shit, and it was so amazing, and I loved it. Oh, okay. But yeah, I found my old house, and it was just so cool. We're 99% done, and I don't know what the fuck I'm missing. Hyper warp engine. Okay. That's done. Posit stream intake vents. Great. Yeah, there's little bits. I thought I got a lot of this stuff. Oh god. Just getting shit as I'm going. And I'm seeing out of the corner of my eye the reflection of the sun on this stuff, and it's weird. Okay, is that... No, the posit stream intake vent is still a thing. Oh god, what did I just do there? I don't see it. Which means it's just this little tiny fucking piece. I'm assuming it's going to be like one of these things. It's a little ridge of something. Or is it just this thing? Okay, there it was. Whatever. Omnidirectional landing sockets. 1 of 4 is done. I think that was the top part here. Yeah. I noticed that one of them pinged when I was doing it, and I don't remember doing all of them, so... Can't be expected to get everything. And next up, auxiliary geometric disc. Okay. Well, that was easy. I didn't even see what I pointed at. Trillium saucers, 0 of 3. Ooh, okay. I'm assuming it's this little bits, yeah. That's 1. I'm assuming it's going to be under here. I can see some of it here. Awkward angle. Got it. And then another one. I think it's just this under ridge. Maybe. That one could be different. I think I saw it when I was coming down, and I'm going to go back up. Yeah, it will ping you with the 3 that you need to do once. There's only 3 left, so I still have a bunch. Main geomagnetic discs. God damn it. I hate this kind of shit. And I don't like sometimes where it won't show up. It's like you're looking for it. Okay, got it. Trillium saucer lower rims. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm assuming it's going to be the same shit. I know what I'm doing. Because when I did this before, there was a lip of dirt. Thank you. Put that one over here. So it's not that. I think I spotted it right as I was coming under. There we go. Is that all of them? One more. Let's see if it's this thing. Yep. Dirty. I tell you, I have loved playing this game and just recording these things with you guys. This has been a treat. I'm not going to lie. Polarized saucer plating. 3 of 4. What the fuck is a polarized saucer plating? Oh, God. Really? I don't know what I did, but I missed it. Like, you guys see what I'm talking about sometimes? Like, you can't spot what's fucking dirty. Okay. Wave pulse tractor units. No idea what the fuck a wave pulse tractor unit is. I don't see anything. I don't see anything glowing. Okay, that's right. Antigravity plating. I'm assuming that's going to be on top. Yep. Which one is it? Oop. Wait. Deflector housing. Okay, that's done. Oop. Can't see shit. I don't see anything. Okay, random. Wave pulse tractor units. No idea what the fuck this is. Hyperdrive. Tractor units. I'm assuming it's something under here. I got nothing. Nope, 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 nope. So it's not that. It's not these. Why? Okay, let me double check. Is it lower rim? Don't know. It's supposed to, like when you click on it, it's supposed to give you like a little blip, blip, blip. But it's so small, I think, that I can't spot it. And it's one thing. So it's not like it's like in a grouping. I don't think it's underground, or underneath, because everything there has multiples. The only place I see that doesn't have multiple things is here. It can't be very large. So direct dish. Or do I just be content with the fact that I'm 99% done? I'm good. I don't want to torment you guys any longer. Again, this is not about being completionist or anything. I will find it. I'm just not going to torment you guys with it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for putting up with my shenanigans and bullshit and stuff. Wait. It's like sometimes there's a thing outside of it too. I found that a few times. It'd be like some little bit. Nah. Anyway, I just want to say thank you that I do appreciate everybody. You know, it's great. And I'm happy. Like I said, as you can probably hear, I'm excited about my trip. But anyway, I'll see you guys very soon in our next one. Take care, everybody. So, I just logged back in just to go check and see maybe if I could find it, and I found it. It's this little weird thing that I thought I was clearing earlier, and I hadn't. Oh shit. That was fucking awesome. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Yeah, I couldn't leave it. I took a little breather. I went and got myself a drink and sat back for a minute. I'm like, I'm going to go back in and see if I could find it. And literally within 10 seconds of me logging in, I just saw a blip on the thing. I'm like, you stupid idiot. Anyway, I'll see you guys in our next one. Take care, buddy. Bye-bye.
This is a song for all the rivet heads. This is a song to make you